I'm Barbara Howe. I moved to New Zealand from the US in 2009, and I will be reading from my high fantasy novel, The Blacksmith. Chapter 1. Journeyman. We buried my uncle the last week of August, the year after the fire warlock retired. When the news he was dead reached me a day and a half down the coast, I left my gear in the smithy, promised the master to be back inside a week, and rode north through low clouds and drizzle, too wrapped up in memories and worries to think much about the road. The next morning, standing in the inn's stable door with a gray wall of fog outside, I couldn't avoid it. "To get to Crossroads," the ostler said, "I'd go west around the hills. That would take 2 days. 3. I said I was in a hurry. You ask what I would do. I'm never in a hurry. But if you're that hot to get there," he shrugged, "it's either the track over the hills, slow going and dangerous in the fog, or the road to Quayside." Earth wizards kept up the Quayside Road along the shore as a favor to the Water Guild. Capped with paving stones all the way from London, it was a fast, easy ride. I could be in Crossroads with hours to spare. Hard choice. He said, "With the fog, you should be safe enough going through Quayside. We've had aristos complain that they've been to Keys and back and never saw the damn thing." My jaw dropped. "They can't have wanted to see it." He laughed. "I said aristos. What'd you expect? They ain't got as much sense as a donkey. But even they don't go to Keys unless they've been summoned or got kinsfolk on trial. I figure they want to brag that they've seen it and live to tell. Fools." I led my horse out into the fog. The ostler walked across the yard with me. "Don't you ever worry about robbers ganging up on you?" I fingered the folded paper in my pocket and grinned. Not any more, since an air witch gave me a charm for protection. "Gave you? That lot never parts with anything for free. Sounds to me like you charmed her." I pulled my collar up against the damp. "Wasn't trying to." He snickered. "Aye, sure. What does the charm do?" "Makes robbers see 2 of me." The fog soon swallowed the noise he made laughing. Unwilling to risk a fall on stone, I led Charcoal on foot until the road curved to run along the shore, where I climbed on and rode out on the sand below the high tide line. Even with the light growing, everything past Charcoal's nose was lost in the murk. A steady breeze blew in off the North Sea, and we inched along the beach more by smell, sound, and feel than sight. Finding our way kept me too busy to notice the wind picking up until it started punching holes in the fog. I rode into a gap, and the rising sun threw my shadow 1/2 mile inland. I hunkered down on Charcoal's neck and cursed. He was fresh and eager, even with a heavy load on his back, and surged into a canter. Any other day I would have enjoyed the steady da-da-da-da-da-da, but if I let him run he would wear himself out too soon, and we wouldn't reach Crossroads in time. And anything faster than a trot would draw too much attention. I reined him in sooner than he wanted, and he fought with me. Ahead, fog still hung thick across the road and around the islands offshore. At a steady trot we might pass the causeway before the fog lifted. I looked away. I didn't want to see that castle hiding in the mist. "If a wanted man tries to sneak past the Crystal Palace," Gran would say, "it will shine like a lighthouse and pin him down with a beam as bright as the sun. Water wizards will rise out of the surf and catch him. He won't have a chance." Dad, is she telling the truth? A beam of light is fire magic, not water magic. Dad didn't have much truck with some of Gran's stories, but this one made him look uneasy. "I don't know, Duncan. They say there's magic from all 4 guilds in the water office. It doesn't pay to count on the Frost Maiden being limited to water magic." I made the sign to warn off the evil eye and pulled my hat brim down. I'd gotten rowdy sometimes with the other lads and poached a few grouse, but I wouldn't have dared come this way with anything serious on my conscience. The Water Guild weren't likely to hunt me as long as I didn't give the Duke any lip. Fat chance of that with Uncle Will dead. Across the water, a flash caught my eye. I looked up and was blinded. I flung an arm over my eyes and yelled. Charcoal reared. I landed, rolling in the surf, and came up spitting sand. I lurched toward dry ground, but couldn't see where I was going. You can't hide from a wizard anyway. When they caught me... I shaded my eyes and turned a full circle. No water wizards rose out of the waves. The only thing moving besides water and mist was charcoal, galloping up the beach. Damn his hide! He was running towards the causeway. By squinting through my fingers, I made out half a dozen little suns on towers poking out of the fog. I heard Gran chanting, "Water Guild Hall, more glass than wall." Mirrors. That's all it was. Goddamn frostbitten mirrors. I threw the old "Up Yours" sign in the direction of the Crystal Palace, reached for my hat, and stopped cold halfway down. I couldn't see another soul, but that didn't mean they weren't watching. I'd probably just pissed off the whole Water Guild. Dad used to say my big mouth would land me in a stinking mountain of trouble someday. I hadn't even opened my mouth this time. The Blacksmith is the third book in the Reforging series, after The Locksmith and Engine of Lies. It isn't necessary to read the first two books before The Blacksmith, but be warned that there are spoilers if you do. All three books are available as ebooks from Amazon or Kobo and as paperbacks from Amazon or Book Depository. You can find out more about the series at my website, barbarahowewriter.com. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you for listening.